Hi everybody, hey, thanks for clicking on the link and coming and having a look at this video. It's a special one today. I'm really happy to say I've got a guest here. This gentleman is Craig Pope, owner of Pope & Co Mortgages, and he's been in the business for 20 years doing mortgages, or over 20 years in fact, and so he's a man with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, so I'm going to ask him a few questions. But first of all, thanks Craig.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. And I think the first question that everybody seems to want to know when they're thinking about buying a house is, I've been with my bank for ages. What does a mortgage broker actually bring to the table?
Yeah,
Why should I use a mortgage broker?
Great question. I guess the first thing is that we are impartial, so we don't have one banking hat on. We can talk about all different sort of things and strengths and weaknesses of each bank. Expert advice is the other side of it. So we have to have a reasonable level of expertise and qualifications. So you're going to get expert advice that's consistent as well. You're not ringing a call centre and getting a different person every time. So we're here for the long term and helping our clients, not just at the start, but with debt management ongoing. And finally, the choice. We have got a choice of options, and we can zero in pretty quickly on what is and isn't going to work from a client. So that's going to save them time and inevitably save them money as well.
That's awesome. And I guess when you're looking to get a mortgage, you've got to be prepared. And I was going to ask you, what sort of information do clients need to have ready so they can get this process going?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just the nature of the way the world is at the moment with borrowing money. There's a lot of information. Now, the one key tip I can say is we do need to be really meticulous with that information. So the more thorough we are and the more prepared, the quicker we get answers, the better outcome we get, and obviously the better offers we get off the bank. So, it's things like bank statements, pay slips, proof of income, proof of deposit, so savings history, and including things like getting letters confirming how much you can pull out of KiwiSaver and Homestar grants. So, and the more thorough we are, the better the outcome.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And another thing I was going to ask, I was thinking about this before, is that some people are looking to get a mortgage, but they've been with a bank for quite a while, and they've been to their bank, and they're thinking that if they go to a mortgage broker, they may have to change all their banking over to another institution. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, good question. Not necessarily. We're all about, path of least resistance, making it easy, and it doesn't automatically mean they have to change all their banking. Sometimes we end up with the same bank that they're using, but using our expertise, we're like a filter of the information, knowing how to prepare it expertly, even if it's for their own bank, to help improve their chances of getting approved. And and there are some banks and lenders that might not require the full moving of statements and things like that. So it's probably a misconception that that's an automatic thing that's going to happen, because it's not.
It's more of a case-by-case basis.
Case by case, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so how straightforward is it at the moment? The bank's being a bit more forthcoming when it comes to lending money?
Yes and no. It's all about the small detail and preparation, and a lot of people have probably lost touch with it was easy to borrow money years ago. Now even top-ups are extremely complex in some situations. So it is, I guess, using our service too. It's about knowing exactly the paperwork we're going to need and how to present it, and then that streamlines it. But the banks are really drilling into the small detail, and they're as pedantic as ever, and it's about responsible lending. The banks have to lend responsibly. So, you could have $1 million deposit, but you've still got to prove that you can service that debt. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, to be fair. For people like myself, I'm just over the 50 mark.
Only just,
but I'm going north, and if I was after a mortgage, how helpful is it these days? How easy is it for somebody who's older, maybe a bit more mature?
Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of borrowers in that space, and there is an element of case by case with it. But I guess a bank can't discriminate against age, but what they do is they just shift the goalpost so that it's a narrower gap to get through, which inevitably can affect their borrowing power. And banks are all about the exit strategy. When are you going to retire? What's happening at retirement. So it is a bit of a case by case. The door's not shut on older borrowers, but there is a careful process we've got to work through,
But it is possible.
it is possible.
I don't need to give up right now.
Everything done, keep working until you're 80.
Yeah, fair enough. And just in case somebody was looking for a mortgage and they were sort of like on the edge, it wasn't clear cut that they could get it. Do you use secondary lenders, and how? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, look, it's a great idea. It's horses for courses. There is some situations like adverse credit, and that's if people's got bad credit history. Sometimes they might not have full proof of income. Also, non-bank lenders can be happy for helping people out of a sticky situation. So there's definitely a good market for the non-bank lender. And it's really sometimes those non-bank lenders can be a short-term situation where we can't get your major bank at the moment. Let's look at non-bank lender. That could be there 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then get you a cunning plan to get back to major bank.
Okay.
And we do a fair amount through non-bank lenders, and it's if it's the difference between somebody wanting to reach their goal and not reaching their goal, then they're a great fit.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Hey, look, I think there's been plenty of information to help, and obviously Craig's available if anybody needs some advice, and I'm sure he'd be very happy to help. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ricky.